Okay, so this is week 2, and I've got to say, this is my favorite week because I love talking about the 4 R's of digestive health. And we come from a functional health model in this team where we're looking at underlying causes. And when you open week 2, you'll see that we have listed the 4 R's. And this is something I've kind of committed to memory. And I can't tell you how often I speak about this with clients, and just getting a structure of, if we want to clean up our gut, this is the process to go through. And actually, I did a podcast last week about this, and it's so obvious when you learn it. So no matter, we could put all the good healthy food into our body and supplements, but if we're not removing the things that are creating the disturbance in the gut, then all the good stuff isn't going to be able to do its work. So removing, and I really, on top of the list of removing is gluten. So most people have some gluten sensitivity, but we're not talking about gluten allergy. We're not talking about celiac disease, where people can't have any gluten because they exert an immune response to it, and it's like life-threatening. We're talking about what gluten that has been usually genetically modified in this country comes into our body, and it disturbs those intestinal villi that are usually, the junctions are usually really, really tight, and they stop bad things coming into our gut. But with gluten, the genetically modified gluten, it loosens those junctions, and the things that we don't want inside our guts creep in. And that's called leaky gut. Like, some people think leaky gut is when you get diarrhea and it leaks the other end, but leaky gut's actually happening in the small intestine, where you're leaking of the barrier that decides what gets in and what stays out. So one of the main causes of leaky gut is too much gluten. So I usually say, in a simple way, everything in a can or in a box or that's processed has gluten unless it says it doesn't. So if you're having any kind of processed foods, things you may not realize, a canned soup, spaghetti sauce, these all have gluten because gluten is a thickener. People just think often gluten in bread, but it's a thickener, and it's used in a lot of foods that are processed. So, in this program, it's gluten-free, it's dairy-free, and it's pretty much whole foods, WHOLE, because fresh foods don't have gluten. So when you're eating as nature intended, then you're not adding gluten to your diet, to your nutritional plan. So basically, gluten is on top of the list of things to remove. Dairy is one of those things that it's kind of a good idea, where you'll certainly be eliminating it in this program. But if you're not sure about, say, cheese, just eliminate it for a week and see how you feel. Let your body be the decider of what a food is going to do to you. There's a lot of discussion about these allergy tests, or even you can do a blood test that look at different foods and food sensitivities. And even at Sonovive, the functional medicine hospital, I often spoke to Sue Ward, the nutritionist down there, about it, and they never found a food sensitivity test that they really liked, or that they could do a few times and get the same result, because they're scientists down there. So they often did, to try and find a good test, they would do the same test on the same person 3 times, and if it was different, clearly the test is not very accurate. And so they believe in more of food elimination. So if you're not sure if you're sensitive to a food, just remove it for a week and see how your body responds to that. So there's just some of the things, but don't forget there are other things to remove, like just overall toxins, things, chemicals that you put in your house, things that you put on your skin that might have toxins that are creating irritation. So we're removing detrimental factors. And of course, you'll learn more about this when you watch the video, because every one of your modules has a video to begin. And I happen to do this one this week where I talk about these 4 R's. And I'm just kind of getting you excited about this now so that when you watch the video, it'll make more sense. Then once you've removed, you want to replace. So you replace things that maybe you've unhealthy things you've removed, like spaghetti, with healthy things like spaghetti squash, or noodles with zucchini noodles. But particularly in this area, we are talking about replacing digestive enzymes. So you do have your digestive enzymes as part of the Balance Your Belly Pack. And most of us have a depletion of digestive enzymes just through stress and living. And I love these digestive enzymes. And I carry them with me. I wonder if I have them in my little purse here. That would be good if I had them in here. I carry them in a little container because when we go to dinner, the only thing with purses, right, is you keep changing the purse you use. So it must be in my other purse. I have a little pack, and I just put about 6 digestive enzymes in them so that when we go out to dinner, we just pop one of those when we're out. So don't forget, it's not just at home. You want to be able to keep those digestive enzymes breaking down the food into as small pieces as possible. So when it gets from the stomach to the small intestine, it can be absorbed efficiently. So when you have undigested food coming into the small intestine, that also creates pressure on these intestinal villi and the issue of leaky gut. So replacing is a big issue here. Replacing refined foods with healthy fruits and veggies. So it's not about feeling like you're deprived. It's, in fact, creating this whole new rich repertoire of foods you can eat so that we get out of that mindset of what we cannot do, to all these things we can have. So we also talk here about replenishing beneficial gut bacteria with things like sauerkraut, if you like that, fermented foods. But that comes in particularly in the next R, which is re-inoculate. I love that word, re-inoculate. Re-inoculating your microbiome with healthy bacteria. So the microbiome is one of those organs. It's an organ that is fairly new in medicine, and it covers every branch of medicine. So what we basically want is a very diverse microbiome, kind of like a rainforest with lots of different plants. And when you have certain plants that have been removed, it affects the whole ecosystem. So I actually did a blog today, and I put it on your Facebook page. And because I like to help continue to educate you about the importance of gut health. Let me see if I can find that in our lovely Facebook page. I have Facebook open here. Let's see. I'll go to our Revitalize and Renew. And I called the blog, "This Might Be Why You Feel Tired All the Time." And hopefully that'll get people's attention, because you don't often link fatigue, brain fog with gut health. But these little sneaky bacteria like to munch on the bacteria in our body. When we get an imbalance of bacteria, and the so-called bad bacteria, is they can take over and they can make us feel very depleted. So the goal is to have healthy bacteria that's rich in diversity. Now I have to get back to wherever I was. Where was I here? On my, okay, I'll stop sharing here and go back to my, I don't know why that took me out of the copy. I'll go back. So that's also why you are taking this probiotic as part of this program. Super easy to take this probiotic that doesn't have to be refrigerated. Take it always with food, never on an empty stomach. I think I talked about that last week. And it repopulates your microbiome. and it restores the diversity. And the two strains, in case you were wondering, like, how do you decide what probiotic to take? Well, first of all, you want to take it from a reputable company, because I love the saying, how you do anything is how you do everything. So a nutritional company that follows very high standards in manufacturing and quality control is going to use those same standards across all its nutrient platform. So that's the first thing. The other is, when you make a probiotic, then you want to have the strains that are the most studied. And this has the two strains that are most studied, that are most diverse in the good bacteria realm in our microbiome. So make sure you take that with food every day, and it's amazing the benefit that will take, that will give you. And then the final R is resetting or repairing. And so that's one of the reasons you're taking these high quality health packs AM and PM, because the nutrients that we feed in our body on a cellular level is feeding our microbiome as well. And the gut does a lot of work every day, and cell turnover. So you want to replace those cell turnover with good high quality nutrients, and you want to stay hydrated and engage in regular physical activity and get good sleep, and all these things that nurture good gut health for repair and resetting on a constant basis. So in terms of the downloads, which of course you will have the downloads in every module, you have the recipes. And Allison said, Allison, would you like to share with us again, well, everyone's listening, which recipe you've already tried? Because it's good for us to kind of learn from each other. You could just unmute your Zoom, Allison, if you would, and just let us know what you've already tried. Or maybe I can, let me see, stop sharing. I can probably unmute you. Let me go here. Ask to unmute. You'll get a little pop-up. Should be able to unmute.
Okay, sorry. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, I tried the apple rosemary chicken recipe out of like the printouts. I made it last night with one of my friends, and it was top notch. I was very impressed. I used to have kind of like a stigma towards like gluten and dairy free stuff. I was like, it tastes bad, but it was a phenomenal meal and good for my gut. So yeah, that was really, really good. I had leftovers even, had it again today.
See, that's a good idea. I love that idea.
Yeah.
Make more so that you've got it for another meal or two. Yeah,
Definitely.
You said you made it with your friends, so there was a bunch of you making it?
Oh yeah, it was me and another one of my friends. We
How
made it at their
fun.
house.
Huh. That is fun to be able to cook together. Makes it so much fun. Well, great. Well, I can't wait to hear some of the other recipes. I mean, since this is day one for you and you've already dug into the recipes, I'm very, very impressed.
Yeah.
So it'll be great to see what else you enjoy. Thank you for
Definitely.
sharing that. And then again, the symptoms questionnaire that we have every week, so that you can just evaluate where you are in terms of all those body systems that we talked about last week. We have your daily schedule there, so that we posted it again here, so you don't have to go back to week one and look at it, because this is, let's look at this just to remind ourselves what your daily schedule looks like, with the tongue scraping in the morning and some warm lemon juice, and either a shake or a gluten-free, dairy-free meal, and your AM health pack, your fish oil, proflavanol, which is your grapeseed extract probiotic, always with food. Optional snacks, don't have to snack unless you want to. So you just don't want to be hungry. And then there's your digestive enzyme with your lunch, which is low glycemic, gluten and dairy free. Snack if you want it. Dinner. And then remember those 3 liver support products in the evening. So that is your daily schedule. Then we have a shopping list for you. And then we usually have a quiz in each week. And this week's quiz is, how diverse is your microbiome? So you want to open that quiz and just take it. It's fascinating. Now that I've talked about your microbiome, then this will be a great quiz for you to look at an evaluation of the diversity of your microbiome, which depends so much on not only what you eat, but what you don't eat. Because a diverse microbiome needs a range, the rainbow of fruits and vegetables and fiber. Because fiber, remember, that fiber G that you have is the fertilizer for your microbiome. So hopefully you'll find that super interesting, that quiz. And then a healthy hydration guide, because hydration is so important to our overall health. So that is the week 2. This video is a little longer than some of our other ones. It's 21 minutes, but it digs deeper into this concept that I'm talking about, the 4 R's, which is a part of functional medicine concept of health, a healthy gut. And don't forget to post on your Facebook page any recipes that you make. Like, take pictures of your food and post it there, because it does. I've always encouraged when I see that. Like, if I saw a picture of what you made, Alison, I thought, oh, I want to make that. And now that I've heard that you really liked it, it encourages us to experiment with things in the shopping list and the recipe guide that we haven't done before. So good for you. So impressed. So any other questions? Oh, hi, Peggy. I didn't see you there. Hi,
Hey,
Peggy.
I came in a little late. I was trying to make the fajitas.
Oh, yeah.
My daughter took over, so I'll taste them when we're done.
Okay, good. Did you get bell peppers of all different colors?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Yellow,
It's
orange,
amazing
red.
what they make. Orange, yellow, green, red, so many different
Mhm.
colors of bell peppers. It's the slicing that takes me forever. But
Yes.
for the fajitas. And I also buy them from Trader Joe's, because they sell them in bags that have all the different colors, because it blows my mind. Some of the stores, I have seen a red bell pepper for $2 in,
Oh, I know.
my gosh. Yeah. So you really have to shop around as well to find like the best price to quality. I haven't tried Costco, but I don't know the prices there, but I just found Trader Joe's one of the best prices.
It's a lot of vegetables. Got that
Yes.
all cut up. What do I have?
That's a lot
12
of
or 14-inch pan, and it filled that up.
good.
So it was a lot.
And so you said your daughter's taking over while you pop on here with us?
Yes, she
Oh,
finished
good.
cooking. She helped me prepare it, and she finished cooking it so my mom could eat. So otherwise, a little late for her.
Yeah. How old is your daughter?
30. How old is she? 31. And
So again,
my mom is 89.
oh, it's a family affair.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like Alison and her friends. It's so beautiful that your change can impact other people without you like saying it's going to. You just kind of being a community and preparing a meal together, and you don't forget those spices. So spices can turn ordinary food into delicious food. So I know Cindy can tell you that, because Cindy loves Indian food. So the secret of Indian food is lots of great spices. And
Yeah.
yeah.
I thought I had the cumin, and I looked a second time and I had curry. I went, whoops. Went back and got cumin.
Uh-huh.
It smelled good as I came downstairs, so it'd be fun to try it.
Good, good. So any questions, comments? Yeah, there's Cindy. She said yes, spices. And in your recipe book, we do list a whole bunch of different spices to experiment with. Well, great. So your homework is to, if you haven't already, to watch the video in week 2 that talks more about these 4 R's, so that you can kind of cement that in your mind. And even if you have people ask you, what is it you're doing, you can talk about the removing and replacing and reinoculate and repairing. Like, that's a nice structure to talk about gut health. And then post pictures. I'd love to, Peggy, if you're open to it, to post a picture of that fajita, or even better, a video of the fajitas sitting in the pan. And all the
Okay.
different colors. Yeah. So, and we can also celebrate you. Like when you make a dish, that's like, that's to be celebrated. All right, everyone. Well, I love it that we jump on here. Next week will be week 3, and I believe we talk about sugar, stress, and sleep, what we call the 3 S's. So same time, same place, and maybe you can share some other experiences of recipes that you've tried. It's great to see you all. Thanks for jumping on.
Thank you.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.